Director Zix Thaler's four eyes widened in disbelief as she stared at the employment manifest floating before her holographic display. The bioluminescent patches on her scaled forehead pulsed with agitation, casting an angry blue glow across her office aboard the luxury cruise vessel Stellar Harmony. "Commander Veltar," she hissed through her translator implant, "explain this to me again. You've hired humans?" Commander Veltar, a 7-foot-tall insectoid with chitinous armor and mandibles that clicked nervously, shuffled his 6 legs. "Director, I can explain." "Humans." Zix Thaler interrupted, rising from her chair with such force that her tail knocked over a crystalline award for Best Interspecies Hospitality Service. The most unpredictable, chaotic, destructive species in the known galaxy. The beings who turned their own homeworld into a combat arena for entertainment. The creatures who invented something called extreme ironing and thought it was fun to do it in space. The manifest displayed 3 human faces: Marcus Chen, Sarah Williams, and Roberto Silva. Their biographical data scrolled past former military, former emergency responders, former everything, it seemed. "Director, if you'd just listen," Veltar began. "Do you remember the incident at the Proxima Resort?" Zix Thaler's voice rose to a shriek. "When those human tourists decided to surf the solar flares? Or the Great Nebula Casino disaster, when they figured out how to gamble with quantum probability itself? Those were isolated incidents." Isolated? ISOLATED. The director's bioluminescence now strobed in rapid, angry patterns. The insurance premiums alone for serving humans cost more than running 3 starships. They've been banned from 47 different systems for what they called harmless pranks. Veltar's antennae twitched. "Director, please. Our passenger manifest for this voyage includes the Crystalline Collective's royal family, the Vegan Peace Delegation, and the Andromedan Trade Consortium. This is the most important diplomatic cruise in company history." "Exactly my point." Zix Thaler slammed her clawed hand on the desk. "And you've hired the species that once accidentally started a war because they taught the Regelians how to play poker." "But that's exactly why we need them," Veltar said quietly. The director's patches dimmed to a confused purple. "What?" "Director, think about it. We've been planning this cruise for 2 years. Every detail has been calculated, every contingency planned for, every possible diplomatic scenario rehearsed. Our algorithmic hospitality system has run 847,000 simulations. Yes, and humans are the only variable the AHS can't predict. They're chaos incarnate, yes, but that's their strength." Veltar's mandibles clicked rapidly as he spoke. "When everything goes wrong, and on a cruise this complex, something always goes wrong. Humans don't follow protocols or panic like the rest of us. They improvise." Zix Thaler's tail twitched skeptically. "Improvise? Is that what you call it when they blew up the Tau Ceti space station, trying to fix the artificial gravity?" "They saved 40,000 lives that day," Veltar pointed out. "The station was going to collapse into the star anyway. Their improvisations gave everyone time to evacuate." The director studied the human files again. Chen had apparently once jury-rigged a faster-than-light communication system using kitchen appliances and quantum entanglement. Williams had talked down an armed Vulcarian death cult using nothing but earth poetry and interpretive dance. Silva had single-handedly prevented a civil war by challenging 2 opposing generals to something called a cooking competition. "They're completely insane," Zix Thaler muttered. "Yes," Veltar agreed, "but they're functionally insane." "And director, need I remind you what happened on the Cosmic Serenity last month?" Zix Thaler's patches dimmed further. The Cosmic Serenity had been their competitor's flagship vessel, crewed entirely by logical, predictable Vulcarian professionals. When a simple meteor shower had damaged their navigation systems, the crew had followed proper emergency protocols to the letter. They'd spent 3 weeks filling out the correct forms and requesting authorization to deviate from their course while drifting toward a black hole. The rescue crews found them still trying to reach the proper authorities for permission to engage emergency thrusters. Velta continued. Meanwhile, a human-crewed cargo ship in the area had already improvised a solution using tractor beams and what they called creative physics. Zixthala was silent for a long moment, her bioluminescent patches cycling through various colors as she processed this information. Finally, she sighed a sound like steam escaping from a broken pipe. "Fine," she said, "but I want them monitored at all times. Full psychological profiles, behavioral predictors, and for the love of the cosmic void, make sure they don't have access to the engineering sections." "Already arranged, Director. They'll be working in hospitality and guest services only. And no Earth food in the kitchens. Remember what happened when the humans introduced something called hot sauces to the Gelarian delegation? The Gelarians still send us thank you notes for that," Veiltar pointed out. "That's not the point." Zixthala's patches flared bright red. "The point is that humans are walking disasters waiting to happen." A soft chime indicated an incoming priority message. The holographic display flickered, showing the concerned face of Captain Mordak from the bridge. "Director," the captain said, "we've got a problem. The Crystalline Collective's prince has just declared a blood feud against the Andromedan Trade Minister over seating arrangements at tonight's welcome dinner. Both sides are threatening to withdraw from the peace negotiations." Zixthala looked at the display, then at Veiltar, then back at the human employment files. "Director?" Captain Mordark prompted. "Your orders?" She closed her 4 eyes and took a deep breath. "Send the humans to sort it out." "Director?" Captain Mordark sounded confused. "Did you say humans?" "Yes," Zixthala said, her patches now pulsing with resigned acceptance. "Send the humans. And, Captain? Have the emergency systems on standby. We're about to find out whether Commander Veiltar is a genius or if we're all about to become the galaxy's most expensive debris field." As the communication ended, Veiltar's antennae perked up. "So we're keeping them?" Zixthala looked at him with all 4 eyes. "Commander, I've spent 30 years in this business trying to prevent disasters. Maybe it's time I tried causing a few instead." In the distance, they could hear what sounded suspiciously like someone teaching the Crystalline Prince how to high-five.